Hello and welcome to Potterwatch from Page to Screen, episode 26. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Lucy.
Hey Lucy, I just turned 26.
Whoa!
Hey! I had to wrangle my birthday in there somewhere. Alrighty, last time we found out more about the Chamber of Secrets with McGonagall and Professor Binns.
Today we'll be cluing for looks as the mystery behind Slytherin's heir gets more complex. But first we need to reach into the sorting hat for our questions. Today I'll have the Harry Potter question and Elizabeth's will be completely random.
Ooh. I always forget it's random that goes first, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I actually originally thought this should be a Harry Potter question, but I've opened it up for all franchises. So you can have a Harry Potter answer, but I thought it would be a bit too limiting to restrict it to Harry Potter.
All right.
So it used to be a Harry Potter question, now it's a random question.
Okay.
So the question is, you have the opportunity, it's not really a question, to go into one installment of a story. So like if it's Harry Potter, one of the films or one of the books. If it's a series, one of the episodes of the series, or one of the I guess one of the series would be more would be better. Yeah, so one installment of a story that you read, watch, listen to, whatever. And you get to be in the body of one of the characters, and you can pick like spectator random character, or you can pick one of the like main characters, but you cannot change what they do or what the outcome of that series is. So if you choose a series that when they die at the end, you die at the end. So don't do that. But you don't have any consequence other than like if they die at the end. You don't have any consequences. You just go in that little universe for like however long amount of time it is, and then you come out, go back to your normal life, and everything's hunky-dory. And I immediately, I have an answer for Harry Potter, but I think I would keep mine to Harry Potter, but I was thinking of doing like Avatar Last Airbender.
I feel like I would do Harry Potter because, I mean, it's kind of an obvious answer, but like, come on, you know.
I guess, yeah, but I want Avatar superpower.
Okay, well, Harry Potter, I'd definitely go fourth book.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because of, like, duh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Who?
I'm trying to think of... I would like to be a bit more of a background character. But I would like to be... Does it have to be a named character? Or
no,
can I just be like,
you can just
I am
say,
student number 73?
Generic Hogwarts student.
Okay. Because obviously I'd like to go to the Quidditch World Cup. I don't know. Maybe, like, Seamus.
I originally thought, when I thought of this question, I originally thought that, but then I thought I would like to be Hermione, because nothing actually bad happens to Hermione.
That's true.
Apart from, like, Ron kind of ruins the end of the Yule Ball for her, but that's only a little bit.
Yeah.
She stays with Harry. Like, I would want to, like... See, you're like kind of floating in that person's body. You don't really have any control or power.
Terrifying.
Pardon?
That sounds terrifying.
Well, it's kind of like, I've heard, it might be different for different people, but I've heard one person with multiple personality disorder describe it in this way, where the other personalities are kind of like the back seat in a car. There's the person fronting or like being out in the body is the driver of the car, but the other people can still see and hear everything, but they're sitting in the back seat.
Right.
So that's kind of how I imagine this to be.
I mean, yeah, sounds awful. Okay.
Well, so that's why I'd pick Hermione, because it's like, I would know that Harry is out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I cannot force this person to go near Harry.
Yeah.
So that's why I would pick Hermione in the Goblet of Fire.
Mhm. Okay.
Or I would pick Aang in the last series of Avatar the Airbender. Avatar the Last Airbender, sorry. Avatar the Airbender.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to bring it into a random, I guess
Yeah.
it was kind of a Harry Potter question, but
Yeah.
I wanted to bring it into a random one.
Yeah,
Because
so
I was wondering like
okay.
whether you would pick like Wanda or what else do you like?
Wonder.
WandaVision?
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you meant that random book about the kid who has the like facial deformity, where he like wears a space helmet, and in the movie, like the wow guy like plays his dad. Anyway, it's fine.
I've
I
never
was like, what
heard
is
that.
Oh, that's true. I could be like in a superhero movie.
Mhm.
I mean, I definitely, if I could only pick one, I'd definitely go for Harry Potter because
Right.
it's just, it makes me so happy.
Let's say you have to pick like one and then a not Harry Potter one.
Okay, so Harry Potter, I don't think I would do someone who like follows Harry's story, if that makes sense, because I've already read that and I already know that. I'd rather be a bit of a random student who just kind of like wanders around a little bit.
Ah, okay.
And
maybe you could pick
like,
a Hufflepuff student so you can see
yeah, I feel like, yeah, and yeah, no, I was gonna say I feel like I would pick like one of Cedric's classmates, not so close that they're like emotionally distraught when he dies at the end of the series, but yeah, like Hufflepuff student number 4 who also happens to go to the Quidditch World Cup.
Yep. Ernie Macmillan.
yeah. Although no, because he really annoys me.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, like a random Hufflepuff student, because I could still go and like watch all the tasks and go and see everyone, but I think I would rather.
How do you know whether they like just are so uninterested in it that they just study in the library the whole time?
Well, I don't think that. No.
Yeah, I'm being too
also, if I'm
about
picking a student and I'm specifically allowed to say that they go to the Quidditch World Cup,
yes, you can.
I imagine they're fussed enough about like
okay.
Crumb, maybe, that they go and like check it out.
I'll allow it.
Okay. And then
I'm a generous god.
Other ones. I mean, this is your question, so you know.
I am the god of this question.
Another series. Oh, wait. So, okay, my favourite book is It, the Scary Clown
Okay.
one. But
you could be it. How brilliant would that be?
That's hilarious. No, see, the problem with It is I would love to be one of the kids from It and be able to actually experience the whole summer besides all the scary creepy clown stuff, because I just love all that stuff. So I would probably, I'm trying to think, Richie is one of my favourites, and he has like doesn't have like a traumatic home life,
right.
So maybe Richie Tozier from It.
That's a good
Although
answer.
that doesn't really count because it doesn't have installments. I've just picked the whole thing. I suppose the movies have installments.
That's true.
But is it only the stuff that happens in the movie, or is it played out in real time, like in real life? It's not like jump cuts.
I would say that, like, so you said in the second movie it kind of flits back and forth.
First movie, it's just the kids' summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, second movie, I wouldn't do the second movie because it sucked, but it's... The second movie, it would be the adults one. But
so
like,
I would
Harry
say
Potter,
that, like, if there's a flashback, you would kind of be transported back in time for that little chunk.
But, like, Harry Potter, would I experience, like, the whole school year in real time?
Yes.
Like, days and nights and everything?
I think so. But then, I don't know...
So, yeah.
I haven't thought that far into this.
No, I feel like I'm really overcomplicating this. Okay, I'm just gonna disregard It because it doesn't have like little episodes. I mean, it does, but anyway. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Let me think. Marvel. Maybe then just like. Oh wait, no. I was gonna say Quicksilver, but spoilers.
Spoilers for what?
Which movie do you mean? Age of Ultron.
Oh right, I've seen that, but others might not have seen that.
No. Well, you know how it ends now. I know. I would be Hawkeye because he's just so boring and I hate him, so I could still interact with everyone in maybe Age of Ultron because
Hate is a strong word for such a neutral character.
No, I would be least fussed,
right,
to actually interact with him. I could just kind of rock about, shoot some. I quite like
his
bow and arrow
superpower
stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
Legolas.
Although I would like to have a superpower,
right,
which he does not. I don't know. I feel like I'm giving this way more thought than it needs to have. I feel like I need to go and have a think, and then you can just cut all this. This is just me thinking out loud for like a solid 10 minutes.
No, this is why I like doing these sorting questions with you, because you do take them so seriously.
I do take them so seriously.
You get a really good discussion out of it.
It's as if I am going to be transported into the Marvel universe in an hour, and I actually have to make a decision.
It's like me and Roman were talking about what our desert island tracks would be. You get, I think you get 8 tracks.
Okay.
And I was like, well, obviously I would pick Tubular Bells because that's 40 minutes long. And so you get 40 minutes worth of content. And Roman was like, is that even one of your favourite things? And I'm like, well, not really, but I would be on a desert island. And he's like, no, the whole point is picking your favourite tracks. And I'm like, no, you're on a desert island.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, no, because I'm really giving this way too much thought. Okay, what other series do I like?
Roman's answer was the detective in Death in Paradise.
Oh, interesting. Never seen it. I'm like, what a good choice. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just he's an English detective on a unknown unknown tropical island of some
I know. I'd do a Doctor Who episode. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I would be Clara Oswald.
Oh, really?
Or in, I don't know, one with Capaldi.
Okay.
He's my favourite. I think. It used to be Tennant, just because everyone said Tennant. Okay. I've changed this so many times. But yeah, I would be, or maybe Bill. I don't know. I don't know which one, but
a Doctor Who.
Peter Capaldi Doctor Who episode is my non-Harry Potter answer.
Okay.
A fun one, not a traumatic one. Maybe the one where trees grow in London.
Yeah, okay.
That's quite fun, not very scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. There we go.
Nice.
That's my
well done.
Thanks. We got there. How long have we been recording already? 15 minutes of me deliberating which universe I want to hypothetically
be in for
enter.
A short amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I guess now it's my turn to ask a question.
Tis.
And it is a Harry Potter question. I feel like we've kind of discussed similar topics before, but I don't think we've had this exact question.
Okay.
The question is, who is a character in Harry Potter that you wish we knew more about? Oh,
that's a good question.
It could be someone who's named once. Could be someone we know a lot about, but you just want to know more. Could be someone not in the films or in the films, but briefly. Just someone you wish we had more official canon information about.
Canon information. Okay.
Maybe within the actual book series, because I feel like it's always kind of debatable. But yeah, someone you wish we knew more about.
Do you have an answer?
I think I would go Regulus Black.
Okay.
I love him.
Well,
I love him. And
really getting that TikTok stereotype in there.
Yeah, no, I know. Representation for Gen Z.
Yeah.
But I love him, and yet that he's
have
not
no
in the
idea.
book.
Yeah.
His name is just mentioned a few times.
That's no judgment there at all. I think that's a really good pick, actually.
Yeah.
And by knowing more about him, you know more about Sirius as well by default.
Right, and that whole family dynamic.
Yeah.
And
how are you getting on with all the young dudes?
I've kind of decided that I'm not going to finish it because there are a few of the characters, like Marlene McKinnon. Okay. Oh wait, no. Actually, my pick. Actually, hang on. Okay, I was about to say my pick would be Marlene McKinnon because she's one of my favourite characters in the Harry
Yeah.
Potter series. But actually, now I've said it, I'm glad there isn't more information, because I think J.K. Rowling's information would contradict
Yes.
my image of her.
Yeah.
And I think that the Molly McKinnon in All the Young Dudes, I think probably is how J.K. Rowling... I mean, it's like a name drop twice, maybe she didn't even give it a second thought, but I don't
J.K.
like
Rowling.
how she's written. Yeah, who knows? I mean, she's got tables and lists and everything, but yeah, this is going on All the Young Dudes rant tangent, but I don't like how she is written, and she's written as quite like quiet and like, but in my mind, she's very like boisterous and like
Okay.
Quidditch hero, and
Right.
you know, and so that's really bothered me. So I don't know if I'll get around to finishing it. I did like how Lupin was written.
Yes.
Also, okay, your mum might have told you, but when I was in
She did, but go on.
when I was in London yesterday, I walked by David Thewlis, and
Did you
we made eye
stop and
contact.
see him, or did you just
No,
walk by?
because I was like, he's just out with,
Yeah.
I assume his wife, like, just, you know, trying to do some shopping. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that person. And I think we made eye contact, and I think he realised that I had recognised him,
Right.
and he looked a bit like, oh god, please just leave me alone.
You definitely like knows the look.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
With my tote bag and my round glasses.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
So
and
cool.
it wasn't even like, you know how sometimes you walk by someone and you like see them in the distance, but I walked right by, and for a second I was like, oh, that bloke kind of looks like, oh my god. I think I just went completely blank faced and just kind of like stared at him until he was out.
I was just in the presence of David Thewlis.
Yeah, and then we walked by, and Mum was like, "Did you see who that was?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I did." So
Wow.
yeah, amazing.
My mum told me, and she was like, "Oh no, I don't know whether that was like information that Lucy wanted to tell you specifically. Just like pretend not to know." And I was like, "Lucy's not gonna care. Don't worry."
Yeah, it's not that exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
She was very excited. Okay, so who would you pick for your question?
Okay, I think I'm gonna stick with Regulus.
Okay.
Okay. Although part of me now, I feel like the reason I love the whole Marauders era and all those characters so much is because they are almost completely untouched by J.K.
Yes.
Rowling, and I can just mould them into being whatever character I want them to be, and
Yes.
that's why I love them all, because they're just my perfect characters. So maybe I wouldn't pick Regulus because I just love them too much.
But Regulus is kind of apart from...
Yeah, and I think he's just such a complicated character.
Yes.
Because he's like a bad guy, but he did this incredible, selfless thing, and yet no one knows that he did this.
Apart from Creature.
Thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like celebrated by, you know, he's not like a hero. Yeah. I just love him.
I think that's a good choice, honestly. I think that's a really good choice. I don't know who I would pick. Hold on. I'm just running through all of the secondary characters in my head. Give me a minute.
I mean, it could be a more major character who you just wish they're like a student or, you know,
I feel
teacher.
like I would want like someone like, but not necessarily the exact person, like Bill or Charlie Weasley.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe Bill. I don't know why, but I always had a huge crush on Bill, even though we never really see him, and I really don't like the way he looks in the films.
Why?
He's
love him
not
in the films.
cool in the films at all.
Oh, his costume, and I think the casting was great. His costume.
I don't like the casting at all.
No?
Nope. He's really not surfer dude enough.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like English
He's a bit more
surfer
like
jock
cute,
dude.
like dorky, adorable, like...
I see him way more
I don't
jockey.
believe he pulled Fleur.
Pardon?
I don't believe he pulled Fleur in the movies.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. But yeah.
He's just kind of a bit wet in the film. But I
No.
in the book, because J.K. Rowling always describes him as like, oh, this really cool character with long hair. I've always liked long hair on
Mhm.
males, and like, oh, he has this like earring, and he's all
Mhm.
mysterious.
But then he wouldn't be mysterious if you had loads of information about him.
Yes, true. So
So,
maybe not, but yeah, I think he would be interesting.
oh, you know who I would like? Fleur. I really love
Mhm.
Fleur, and I think it really bothers, actually, you know what really bothers me is how she's treated. I mean, we'll probably get to this eventually, but how she's treated by Ginny and Molly. I think it's like so out of character.
Yeah, but I think they're just both Ginny and Molly are very mother-beary, so they're just kind of
But I
reacting
don't know
like
if,
negatively
like,
to someone else. Like,
maybe Molly, but Ginny, like, I think she would be like, whoa, this like cool girl like is gonna be in the family. Maybe that's just my version of
yeah,
Ginny.
I don't see Ginny
Who
in that way at
no,
all.
it really bothers me how like horrible she is, and like calling her phlegm. I hate it.
I
I
just think
hate it
that's
so much.
Ginny being Ginny in her like Fred and Georgie kind of way, because she takes after
No,
them a lot.
she does. It just really bothers me how horrible everyone is to Fleur
I just
when
think
she has done
she's
nothing
not really
wrong.
that serious. I never saw it as that serious. Like she's just taking the mick.
But then she's all like, "Oh, I wish, like Tonks could like." I have to like skip those bits where everyone's like hating on Fleur because I really hate it. So I feel like maybe
I
if we
think
had
it's
more
kind of
information,
sweet that how protective they are over their family.
no, it really bothers me. I
Fair
really
enough.
hate it.
Yeah, I can
But
see why it would bother you.
that's just my
Yeah.
preference. Yeah.
So yeah, Bill or who else would I pick?
Maybe like
Oh, I mean Draco.
uh yeah.
Just because I want to know if I'm correct.
But wouldn't you be so this is the thing that I'm worried about some of the characters I like. Wouldn't you be so disappointed if there was stuff in the book that contradicted?
See, for me, I know canon is probably, J.K. Rowling's thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, canon is more of what would happen in real life. I don't know, like what they actually would. And I feel like
Right.
even when I'm writing, like when I'm writing my comic,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm representing my characters necessarily in exactly the way they would act.
Right.
Um, because I don't know them on a personal level because I'm not them.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like J.K. Rowling likes to believe she knows her characters on that kind of
Mm-hmm.
level, but I don't think she does at all. I don't think
Yeah.
any author does. I'm not
No, I
like
agree.
moaning about J.K. Rowling
I
personally.
am.
I don't think any writer does. Yeah. Well,
No, but no,
yeah.
it's like if they were real people,
Yeah.
they would have so
Yeah.
much their actions would be so much more complex than some woman being like, "Oh,
This is what they would do.
I think, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
exactly. So to me, I think that's why I have such complicated thoughts about Draco, because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
he's to me he's a real person
Right.
who has many layers of like not just this
Like
horrible bully
ogres.
kid. Like, you know what they say, every bully is a bully because they have their own major problems. And I
Uh-huh.
want to know, like, obviously we know what his major problems are. He's been born and raised in one of the world's worst cults imaginable.
Yeah.
But, I want to know. I want to
Mm-hmm.
know. Can you show me? So yeah, and just because he's like my favorite character, I think,
Yeah.
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 So either Bill, Charlie, or Draco, maybe. Like someone really
Street
random and jokey, like Lavender or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really hard question. It's a good question,
Yeah.
but very hard.
Just everyone. Just give me 7 more books.
Yeah.
Or just a book series on every single character's
Yeah.
point of view of the war.
Although I really am enjoying learning more about Newt. I'm
Ooh,
really
interesting.
I watched a YouTube video a long time ago, just after the first movie was out, called The
Yeah.
Fantastic Masculinity of Newt Scamander,
Hmm.
and it was about how he wasn't toxic in his masculinity in any way.
Right.
And he showed masculinity in a very non-stereotypical way.
Hmm. I
I love
yeah
his character for that.
yeah. No, that's very true.
That's one thing
I
that's one person that I wouldn't necessarily have picked out of your question, but I'm glad that
Yeah.
I know more
See,
about him.
the thing that I find strange about, I mean, this again is going on a whole other rant
We've
about,
gone on like for half an hour
but
now.
it just seems like a strange kind of, what's the word, like vehicle for, like, of all the characters, he seems like a strange one to kind of name the series after,
Yeah,
about the, like, Grindelwald and that whole like
yes.
they
I
obviously
don't
just
think
wanted
it
to
should be called
do.
Fantastic Beasts and the
Yeah.
just as long as like Cursed Child acts as if it's Harry Potter and the
Right.
Cursed Child. But
Right.
it's just, well, it is actually, isn't it? Is it called Harry Potter and the Cursed
I think
Child?
it's called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Yeah. It should just be called
Um,
The Cursed
Cursed Child.
Child.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, I
And
think they're
that's what
trying
it
to
should be
stick too much
about
with
as
the
well.
something something and the something something something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, why is it all told through this random, like, zoologists or what are they called in
Magizoologist.
Magizoologists? Like, that's such a strange choice.
I do
for
like
the
that
leading.
it wasn't like Dumbledore who solved it all, and it was just this random guy who
guess
happened
so,
to be
yeah.
important.
That's true. But yeah. Anyway, maybe we should do some Fantastic Beasts special episodes because I could go on and on.
You have opinions.
I do have opinions.
And
Well,
our
I'm an
opinions are
eldest
very
child,
different,
so
so that I think that would be interesting to listen to as well.
that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what I was going to say when the next one comes out, but that could be another year or so.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's in
The thing I
production yet.
don't like about it being Fantastic Beasts and is that they're now, because it's not really about Fantastic Beasts, they're now trying
Yeah.
to like trickle in as
Yeah,
many as possible.
Yeah, they'll just be like every like half an hour there'll be some random like big spectacle,
Yeah.
like rhino scene,
Yeah.
like that, and it just feels really out of place, and it makes it feel kind of clunky and like episodic
Yes.
and just weird. And J.K. Rowling isn't a screenwriter.
No, she's
They
very
need to get
talented
someone who's
writer,
yeah,
but she's not a screenwriter.
but they need to get someone who makes movies professionally to make movies that are millions of dollars.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Anyway, I'll save it up. Yeah.
All right. So now that
Well,
we've answered our questions and a lot more questions that we
more.
actually didn't ask at all,
yeah,
we will move on to our first section of Chamber of Secrets, bringing it back. Second
Nice.
movie now.
Clean.
With Lucy and some cluing for looks or looking for clues.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm referencing with cluing for looks?
No, I just read it and
I didn't think you
just...
did because it's BBC Sherlock.
Oh, okay.
It's when John and Sherlock get really drunk and John is like, "Oh, Sherlock, we're cluing for looks."
Nice.
Anyway.
All right. Well, yeah. Haha. I definitely got that reference. That was really smart and funny. Thank you. I really appreciated the. Anyway. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think I'm a bit sleep deprived and delirious, and so I'm just saying every word that comes into my head. Oh dear. Anyway. Alright. So first off, among all of this Chamber of Secrets talk that's going on in book aptly titled The Chamber of Secrets, Harry is doubting his place in Gryffindor as he remembers that the Sorting Hat told him that Slytherin would help him on the way to greatness. There's no doubt about that. No! We don't get this kind of internal monologue in the movies, obviously, because it's an internal monologue, but it does foreshadow the scene later on where Harry asks the Sorting Hat if he has been put into the right house. Mm-hmm. Be in your bonnet, Potter.
Oh, I love it. I love the Harry the Sorting Hat's voice.
Yes.
So perfect.
I agree. I'm not personally a fan, I've definitely talked about this before, of like how the Sorting Hat looks, but the voice is incredible. Yeah. I wish it sang. How hilarious would it be if that voice belted out like a cautionary tale ballad? That would just be amazing.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like still alive, whether they would be willing to like do one of those.
Do it for charity or something. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Spotify single. Yeah. That would be amazing.
A raffle prize.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be incredible, and I would love it. Another great moment for us Corrie shippers. I forgot we named them Corrie. In the book, Colin tries to talk to Harry and tell him something, but he gets swept away in a throng of students. What a great word. He does manage to say, Harry, a boy in my class has been saying you're... before he gets swooped down the hall. Harry explains to Ron and Hermione that it's probably the rumour that he's the heir of Slytherin. Which, I mean, can you blame them?
Yeah, I mean, it's
looking very sus at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I can't say that. Looking very suspicious. Anyway, sorry, let's move on.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't even hear what you said, so I'm just nervously laughing.
I feel like such a TikTok Gen Z. Anyway.
What did you say?
I said sus.
Oh. I say sus all the time because I had a stint a few months ago of watching loads of Among Us videos.
Yeah, that's why I say it, and I need to stop because it's the worst. I hate it. Yeah, oh my gosh, I saw a clip of a TV show about like 14-year-old kids, obviously written by like 40-year-old men, and there was this bit where they were like, I think she's a real gamer girl, and then she, said some like Among Us jargon, and they were like, whoa, and then they went up and they were like, do you stream Among Us on Twitch? I was like, what am I watching? This is hilarious, but awful. I don't know why they don't just get like younger writers, or like, I feel like they should have a consultant on every teen show who's there just to be like, no, we would never say that.
Yeah.
Say this instead. But apparently they don't. Anyway, run over for the third or fourth time. The trio then happen upon the corridor with Moaning Myrtle's bathroom and decide to have a little snoop around, seeing as no one's about. This is when they see the spiders in the book, which has already happened in the films quite a few scenes ago. Hermione notices them and calls the boys over. She says... More dramatic pause. Come and look at this. This is funny. Harry got up and crossed to the window next to the message on the wall. Hermione was pointing at the topmost pane, where around 20 spiders were scuttling, apparently fighting to get through a small crack in the glass. A long silvery thread was dangling like a rope, as though they had all climbed it in their hurry to get outside. Have you ever seen spiders act like that? Said Hermione wonderingly. Interesting, I mean, not really interesting, but a difference is the way they're getting through the window, I guess. They're just crawling up.
And in the film, they go through a very large hole.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, but it really annoys me. Not sure why, because I'm like, that's very convenient that a large hole in the glass is right there.
Yeah, but it's a magic school.
I guess so.
Like someone would be like, oh look, repair.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I
thought you were like, they're magic spiders or something.
They blasted a hole in the wall.
I mean, they're technically not spiders, they're acromantula.
Are they?
I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure whether these ones are acromantula.
I think these spiders are just some random spiders. I think. Because they're just some spiders in the castle.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like they wouldn't... I don't know. I mean, maybe. I think
maybe they're like...
But yeah, I love...
so interspersed into the magical... It's like crossbreeding and all weird.
Yeah, maybe. I do like the mental image of loads of spiders like kicking each other to get through this little hole to get out the castle.
Yeah.
So then the film omits the reason why Ron is afraid of spiders, which is, I feel like, I do really like how the film consistently enforces Ron's fear of spiders, particularly in, I mean, it's in the second one, I mean, spoilers for later on, but Rupert Grint's acting is hilarious.
Yeah, and
then
really
also,
good.
Yeah, but hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, very good. And I mean, it makes Daniel Radcliffe look like he is just a dummy, not an idiot, as in like a figure, because he just shows no emotion. In that scene.
He's
But
just
anyway,
like, dude, it's just an 8-foot spider. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like Ron isn't scared because he's afraid of spiders. He's scared because he's a normal human being.
Yeah. Like, I would understand if it was a little spider. He's like, come on, Ron, you're overreacting. But that's a natural response.
It's a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all monsters.
Yeah. It's like there's, I mean, we'll discuss it more, but it took me a while to be able to even watch that bit of the movie. So yeah, in the book, it says, if you must know, when I was 3, Fred turned my teddy bear into a dirty great spider because I broke his toy broomstick. You wouldn't like them either if you've been holding your bear and suddenly it had too many legs and he broke off, shuddering.
Oh.
I mean, yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah, that's understandable, Ron.
I'm really sad that they didn't include that because I think Rupert would have delivered that little bit of information really well.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it would have fit the tone of the film as well.
Yeah. So I feel like that line always makes me, like, I mean, I know they're older brothers, but it makes Fred and George just seem evil.
They do have a very cruel sense of humour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you remember in Goblet of Fire, when Ginny's like, don't be so mean. I hate that bit, but it's true. They are quite cruel in their humour.
Yeah.
It's just so, like, a not Ginny thing to do.
Yeah.
She's like, Fred, what you doing? Like, she wouldn't be like, don't be so mean.
Yeah, I agree. It's a strange line.
Poor Bonnie.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Poor girl.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the trio see Moaning Myrtle, who we saw at Nick's Death Day party, when they go into her bathroom for the first time, which doesn't happen until much later in the film, when they're making Polyjuice Potion.
Mm-hmm.
Hermione tries to ask Myrtle what happened on the night that Mrs. Norris was petrified, but Myrtle... I meant to look up this word because I have no idea what it is. And I forgot.
Regales.
What is it? Regales.
It's she tells.
Okay.
Let me look it up to see regales. Oh, I spelt it wrong. To entertain sumptuously, to give pleasure or amusement to. So, like, if you're regaling someone with so I guess it's not actually a very good use of the word, because it's like, oh, I'm making the story very interesting.
Okay.
But I did kind of mean it in a sarcastic way, so I guess I did use it in a good way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever seen that word before.
Oh, interesting.
Well, she regales them with a disturbingly dark story and then gets upset. And
I never noticed how dark this little anecdote was.
Mm-hmm. It says in the book, I wasn't paying attention, said Myrtle dramatically. Peeves upset me so much, I came in here and tried to kill myself. Then, of course, I remembered the time... Already dead, said Ron helpfully. Myrtle gave a tragic sob, rose up in the air, turned over and dived headfirst into the toilet, splashing water all over them and vanishing from sight. From the direction of her muffled sobs, she had come to rest somewhere in the U-bend.
It makes me laugh every time I read it, but it's like, should I be laughing at that?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a very serious topic, but I always read it as, people are like, oh my god, I'm going to kill myself. Like,
yeah.
Not, it's just like, oh, I came here to kill myself and then I was already dead.
Yeah.
Rather than she
imagine a suicidal ghost. That's so depressing.
Oh, wow. Okay, now I am sad.
I guess that's Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah, like
she doesn't
died in those.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
probably is one of those ghosts who regrets being a ghost
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Well, because I guess because she died a hormonal teenager and was just like, I need to go and like make that other girl's life miserable, and then did for a few years and then she left.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
what
it's
year
really
was she
sad.
in? Like was she in like 4th year and only had 2 years of making that girl's life miserable, and then like
Yeah,
the rest of eternity is just
yeah.
sucks.
I don't know what year she was in
I
actually.
don't
Was she
know.
younger? Was she more like second year? I can't remember. I'm sure it will mention it again as we continue to read.
Maybe.
So then, as they're leaving the bathroom after having a little snoop around and traumatizing a 13-year-old ghost, that must be weird actually, because they would be like the same age.
Yeah.
I always imagine her as like
Much older.
older because she's played by a 30-year-old woman, maybe.
Yes.
But yeah,
And she
they would
has
be like
had more
peers.
like life experience
I
than them
guess
now.
so. Yeah, she kind of is older, but like in terms of like she would look like
She's stuck
a young teenager.
developmentally, physically developmentally,
Yeah.
but I guess mentally she's probably like what 170 maybe, not 100.
Yeah, I guess like 70 because
Yeah.
she's like a bit younger than Voldemort, isn't
Yeah.
Yeah. So as they're leaving the bathroom, Percy sees them and tells Ron off. I don't know why this is taking so much brain power today. He tells Ron off for snooping around, worries that it might look suspicious since they were caught at the scene of the crime. Which, I mean, kind of reasonable, not gonna lie.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I love how they avoid going there and snooping around, but as soon as nobody's there, they're like, "Oh yeah, now it's fine."
Yeah, it's not like someone might arrive, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not Ravenclaws, are they? They're not the smartest
No.
group. When it comes to like street smart, I guess.
Yeah.
In the evening, when they're in the Gryffindor common room, the three speculate about who the heir of Slytherin could be. This is in the film, but it happens a lot earlier, right after the McGonagall/Binns chat about the Chamber of Secrets. We won't elaborate too much on this conversation because it's kind of the same in the book and the film. As the first two, as we keep saying, a lot of the dialogue is just kind of lifted.
It's literally
if not
straight
cut
out.
down slightly, but just
Yeah.
exactly what you say, just lifted straight out of the book.
Yeah.
And copy and pasted onto a script.
Yeah.
Let's just say Ron is pretty convinced that it's Malfoy, and he's got Harry on board too, and they just need to prove it.
Why don't you prove it? Did you know that Jason Isaacs, on a completely different topic, is going to be on Sex Education season 3?
Ew! What?
Sorry,
No.
is that a spoiler?
No, I just hate it.
Okay.
You're alright. Ew!
Do you want me to tell you who he is?
Sure, go ahead, it can't get any worse.
He's the principal's older brother.
Oh, wait, no, that's like worlds colliding, I hate that. That's so strange.
I love it. I feel like he'll have changed a lot in physical appearance.
Yeah, that's true. Good casting, though. Yes. I really see them as brothers. Very good casting.
Yes. Anyway.
But I'm just gonna... I will just see him as Lucius Malfoy. Oh, that's really weird.
I love it. Sorry.
Strange. Oh, that's really unsettling. I'm not gonna rest easy tonight.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. That's just really weird. But
I really like
Harry Potter,
seeing other people from other things. Like, oh, that's McGonagall. Like,
yeah.
Why is she living in a van? Like,
yeah. Weird. Yeah. No, but good. Yeah, that's just so strange.
Yeah, like it's like I can see why like their physical resemblance is very good.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Weird. Okay, well, moving on from that disturbing revelation. Hermione tells Ron and Harry about Polyjuice Potion as a means to ask Malfoy about the heir of Slytherin and what's going on with that. Oddly enough, Ron has never heard of Polyjuice Potion in the book and the film.
Yeah, I find this really strange.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about this being strange until you point out that it is strange.
Same.
But it's very strange.
Yeah, like he has never ever heard of this. Like it's not like it's like a really dangerous potion and everything, but it's not as if it's a very unusual potion.
Right. Yeah. And surely, like, if you're a... Oh, there's a bee at my window.
Oh.
Very glad I closed it, because I always... Oh, no. Go the other way. Anyway. Oh, sorry, mate. You can't come in. Stop banging your head. What was I talking about? Oh, Ron, why taking a call? I feel like growing up being a magic kid as well. Like, kids are always so talkative and curious, but surely as a magic kid, you're going to be like, Daddy, is there a potion for this? Or like, is there a spell for this?
Or like, there's like a figure of speech of like, I might as well have just drunk Polyjuice Potion.
Yeah, like, I feel like it's a... Yeah, no, I agree that seems like quite a, like, mainstream.
Yeah, and you don't need him to be confused, because Harry doesn't know about it.
Yeah, so it still needs an explanation.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a really odd choice.
Strange. And I feel like, if anything, why couldn't Ron have been the one to suggest it? Because I feel like that happens occasionally, quite a bit in the book.
Yeah.
Ron will be the one more knowledgeable about... Although I suppose sometimes for Ron it's usually more like cultural references, like when he's talking about Beedle the Barge and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Hermione, it's more like spells and...
Yeah. We don't know how much, like, maybe Polyjuice Potion is a really, like, it's like crack or something, like really illicit potion that isn't used a lot and is only used a lot because in the films and books to come because of the war.
Or I was going to say maybe it's like not legal for kind of like, maybe it's only
minors.
Used for official, or just like only for official like ministry business and like for auras and stuff, and it's not
like the time
like
turner.
legal. Yeah, exactly. So maybe it is a little bit more kind of, I mean, but still,
it's like
it
they
seems
would have
weird
mentioned it surely.
Yeah.
Like he would have seen it, heard of it in passing.
No, I agree. It's a weird thing for him to be confused about.
Yeah.
So then in the book, Hermione explains what the recipe is and that it's in the restricted... Oh, she doesn't know what it is. She explains it in the restricted section because she doesn't know what it is. And they need to ask a teacher for permission in order to obtain it.
Oh, obtain.
Fancy word. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Nice.
And of course they're like, what? Like, how's that going to happen? Hermione says, I think that if we made it sound as though we were just interested in the theory, we might stand a chance. Oh, come on. No teacher's going to fall for that, said Ron. They'd have to be really thick.
Dun, dun, dun. I wonder which teacher they're going to ask.
Remind you of anyone?
I really love here, I think J.K. Rowling, this is one of her strengths, that she does not think that the reader is stupid enough to not pick up on that cue.
Right.
She trusts that the reader is intelligent enough that they know, yes, she's talking about Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that she's not very obvious.
Especially, that's quite rare to see in a kid's book as well.
Yes.
Which, like, at the moment, these very much are still almost solely aimed at children.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of kids' books do, like, dumb it down because, like, it's kids. And it's like, well, kids are not idiots.
People. They're just people who haven't lived as long.
Yeah.
And have no money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. It's my turn now. Move over. Move aside. It's Elizabeth's
I feel like I should have, like, passed the
gauntlet.
Is there a figure of speech? Gauntlet? Yeah. The rounder's baton.
The trident.
I'm you'll be able to see, but I am miming passing her.
I'm miming taking it.
Nice, there we go.
Okay, so at the start of the next chapter, we find ourselves mysteriously in Defense Against the Dark Arts. I wonder why. In Dada. I don't know why I have to say it like that. Dada.
Yeah, it's the full caps, I think, that does it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I do read all caps words in a very specific way.
Yeah.
Since the Pixies incident, Gilderoy hasn't been doing the most interesting lessons, mostly just reenacting parts from his books, which is the most Lockhart thing I've ever heard. Oh, we won't like learn anything. We'll just reaccount them in a different way. Anyway, Harry has the unfortunate job of playing some of the parts, which include a simple Transylvanian villager, a yeti with a head cold, and a vampire. So I'm just going to read what happens in this lesson, and it's kind of like an example of what might happen in other lessons with Harry doing this. So it says, wait, I should mention that in this one, he's playing a werewolf, isn't he? Oh yes. So in this paragraph, Harry is playing a werewolf.
Okay.
And Lockhart is defeating him. So it says, "Nice loud howl, Harry. Exactly. And then, if you'll believe it, I pounced, like this, slammed him to the floor, thus. With one hand, I managed to hold him down. With my other, I put my wand to his throat. I then screwed up my remaining strength and performed the immensely complex Homorphous charm. He let out a piteous moan. Go on, Harry. Higher than that. Good. The fur vanished, the fangs shrank, and he turned back into a man. Simple, yet effective, and another village will remember me forever as the hero who delivered them from the monthly terror of werewolf attacks." So yeah, that's just a lovely little snippet into Harry's life.
I wish we could have heard all of Harry's werewolf noises.
Yes, same.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that the book I think it's funny that you're just left to the imagination of Harry making all these weird sounds, but that could have been really funny.
Yeah, I agree. I really want to see that as like an outtake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Higher than that.
Yeah.
He's giving him like notes. Yeah.
So Harry would have refused to do this had he not wanted to keep Lockhart in a good mood, so they could ask him to sign the permission slip to get the Polyjuice Potion recipe. After the lesson, Hermione asked Lockhart to sign the slip, telling him that she wanted to understand a bit from his book Gadding with Ghouls, which I love that title. Gadding is such a Lockhart word.
Yeah.
And I love how all the titles are alliterations as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's such a, like, kind of almost childish, like, really, yeah.
Exactly. This got Lockhart all excited, and he barely even looked at what he was signing, so it all worked out quite well. When they take the signed permission slip to the restricted section, Hermione was desperate to keep hold of the signature, which I found so cute.
Yeah.
And Ron kind of reminds her that, well, Lockhart will sign like toilet paper if you asked him to, like he would sign anything, so just go ask him for another one. In the book, the three take the recipe up to Myrtle's bathroom, and it's established that it'll take a month and a lot of rule breaking, which was established in the film already when the trio were in the library. And as Hermione got the recipe so easily in the film, it's skipped over all of this, like trying to get the recipe from the restricted section, and it's gone straight onto the Quidditch match. I do want to point out that it is a bit strange that Hermione could just like run her fingers along the thing and go, yep, that's the book that we need. It's like readily available. Any student could make this. Like, what?
Yeah.
And like the book is called The Most Potent Potions. It's just a bit weird to me.
Yeah.
So then we move on to the Quidditch match, which is also in the film, in which Harry gets chased by the rogue Bludger. And this is like, not a lot of the Quidditch matches are great in the films, but this is probably one of the worst in terms of book to film accuracy, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like I can't really comment because, like I said, I often skip the Quidditch matches.
Yeah. Well, so. It really makes a difference for me because they're some of my favourite bits.
Right.
Which is really interesting that you don't like them.
There are a few matches that I love because of all the commentary. Basically, McGonagall and Lee Jordan's interaction I find hilarious. But if that's not like the main bit, I'll usually just, if it's like plot Quidditch rather than like, I'll just skip it.
Yeah. I just really like, I don't know, I guess like my imagination is so vague it almost seems cool. I don't know. You know, you kind of can't
Yeah.
imagine it, but it's actually quite detailed at the same time.
So then when you actually see it, it's like underwhelming because
Yes.
it's just kind of real.
Yes,
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
exactly. Yeah. So yes, as I said, there are a lot of big differences from book to film during this game. The first one being that for most of the game in the book, it's raining very heavily, which obviously they just can't do with the technology and budget they have available for the film. So for me, that's perfectly understandable.
And it's not like it's like in the third one they have it like that because it's kind of, I mean, it's not really relevant to the plot, but they make it like relevant to what's going on.
Yeah, it's very
Whereas here
atmospheric.
it's just, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And then the other big difference is that the chase with Harry and Draco under the stands just does not happen in the book at all. Surprisingly, because it's such a good scene, right? It's like one of the most amazing bits of the whole franchise.
Yeah.
What did you say?
With Colin as well.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started
out
on
the
that
way.
bit. Why would he be allowed down there?
No. Maybe he snuck down.
Yeah, he has such a huge crush on Harry.
Trying to get a good shot. It's turning a bit dodgy. Anyway.
Yeah. I really want to see that picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colin isn't on the picture in the books, but yeah, we've just talked about that. But yeah, just to clarify, that's one of the differences as well, is that in the books, Colin isn't there.
Yeah.
In the film, Malfoy gets hurt by getting his broom caught on one of the beams beneath the stands. I actually kind of like this because it's like Malfoy has this like really swish, complicated, like really cool broom, and it actually backfires.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the bit in number 4 where Harry has this really cool firebolt and actually hinders him on top of the roof when he gets it stuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the book, Malfoy just doesn't get hurt at all. Like no injury whatsoever. So that bit in like the hospital wing where Madame Pomfrey's like, "Oh, stop moaning, you can go," or something. That's just not. It's not in anywhere in the book.
Which is a great. I wish actually maybe that can be my character. I wish we had more Madame Pomfrey.
Yes.
Content.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I like that bit was added because it is very accurate to her character. In the film, Harry stands on top of his broom to catch the snitch. I used to think this was really cool, but now I'm like, it makes no sense. How on earth is it doing anything?
And why? Why doesn't he just fly up a little bit higher? Yeah. No, it's stupid. It's dumb.
But in the book, he simply takes, because he's got, so by this time he's got a broken arm because the quaffle like bangs his arm. In the book, he just takes his good hand off the broom and makes a, quote, wild snatch, close quote, at the snitch whilst gripping onto the broom with his legs, which makes a lot more sense. But I guess it's not as fun to watch. It's kind of a fun, heroic part of the film.
Yeah.
The film misses out this brilliant line from the book. At the end of the the end of the game, it says, "Aha!" Harry said vaguely. "We've won!" Because he's all kind of loopy and out of it because he's had his arm broken. That's one of the things I feel like Darren Daniel Daniel should have, like, I don't know, maybe the direction just wasn't there, but he should have been directed to be a bit more like, my arm is friggin' broken.
Yeah.
He's just like kind of cash about it. Yeah, I'm hard. I've done this before.
Yeah.
In the film, Hermione destroys the Bludger, but in the book, we simply have no idea what happens to it. I have a feeling that I've read somewhere that it's vaguely sailing off into the Forbidden Forest, but maybe that is one of the balls in Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, that.
Oh, is that the broom? Is that Neville's broom in Philosopher's Stone?
Oh, yes. I was going to say that really sounds familiar, but that. So maybe it went and joined it. And
started making their own version of Quidditch.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want like a fan art of them flouncing through the forest.
Yeah.
Start the next ship, guys.
Wait, what would that even be? What is it? Bludger and
Broom. Brudger.
Bloom.
Bloom.
Oh, Bloom is cute. Bloom.
Okay.
Who do you ship Drarry? No, I
Hashtag
ship
Bloom.
Bloom.
That's okay. I'm gonna do that as our episode name, and that'll be the third ship episode name. We've had Rory, Corrie, and now Bloom.
Bloom. Bloom.
I love that.
Wow. Forbidden love.
So yeah, that's ambiguous. Then of course Lockhart tries to fix Harry's arm, and the film actually adds a great line here from Hagrid when they discover that Lockhart has removed Harry's bones.
Harry's bros.
He doesn't have bones, he has bones. Harry's bones. And he of course says, "Broken, there's no bones left." Which obviously I can't pull it off as well as Robbie Coltrane, but I've done the best I can.
Yeah, it was great.
So that's an addition. Actually, in the book, it doesn't really go like that into that kind of the arm being all kind of jelly that they do in the film. Like in the film, they kind of play around with it. They bend his arm back, and it's all weird and gross.
Yeah.
In the book, it just says that he can't he can't move his fingers, and then it just says Lockhart hadn't mended Harry's bones, he had removed them. But
it's more of like a visual tell of what's going on.
Yes,
isn't it,
yeah, I've always loved that, like of him bending his hand back.
It makes me feel sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's the end of my section.
Nice.
And we will now move over to Lucy for the Marauders Map.
All right. Thank you very much.
Maybe we should clarify for people who may have joined us recently what the Marauders Map section actually is.
Yes. Well, essentially, Marauders Map section is an entire section dedicated to the sets and locations, and a little bit now it's becoming kind of props and set dressing of said sets and locations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very fun. You're welcome. Am I right in saying that we haven't covered the scene in the film where they make Polyjuice Potion yet?
We haven't covered it yet. Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing I have on here to just mention is that we see the girls' toilets in the book for the first time, which we haven't seen before. And of course, in the film, that is a new location. Not location. Yeah, no, it is a location, I think. Is it a set? I think it's a set. It is a set. Anyway, it's a set. A new set. A new location isn't a new place.
Yes.
Location. But I think I will save my info about that for when we actually see it in the film.
Yeah, why not?
I'll talk about the ideas behind the set and it's been made in that way and all that good stuff.
Maybe, I mean, have we talked a lot about the Quidditch stands? I think we have talked a lot about the Quidditch stands before, haven't we?
We've talked about where they are located and just briefly about the way they're constructed and why.
Yeah.
I think in a Philosopher's Stone episode when we first saw them.
Yes.
But I guess we kind of see the rafters and all that kind of stuff a bit more in this scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Which was there from the first film, but you get to kind of explore it and see it all a bit more close up, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, although I find that scene rather ridiculous, I do really like, as you say, that kind of exploration part of it. Like, we're seeing a different viewpoint almost of the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't think that would be on the stands, like that little dip in section.
Right.
I don't really know why it's there, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Why have they, gone lower down into the ground? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Why have they dug down?
Yeah, why?
I guess maybe it's just
covered
the
over?
Foundations to keep it up, and then they just, I don't know, didn't bother to
fill it all in.
Fill it in, I guess.
If they fall on the edge, oh well.
Yeah. I mean, this is Hogwarts we're talking about. I don't think they really care about this health and safety of their students.
We'll just put a charm on them and make them float. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the biggest concern.
Because then, in Is it in this? It can't be in the same game, can it? Where I think it's a female player gets caught in the middle of the stand and the covering of the stand, and she falls down and she lands on the sand.
Oh,
Is that in the same
yeah.
scene?
That's definitely in the first two, because it's got that weird dodgy, like,
Yes.
Sims CGI. I think that might be the same game.
Which is odd because this thing it's implied that it's all around the whole stand. So that would be
Yeah.
impossible that she would land on sand.
Oh, that's
She
true.
would land in the ditch.
Maybe it is the... yeah. I'm not
Weird.
sure.
Maybe, is it that actually that it's covered part of the way, but then some bits of it they can come out of? Is that it?
Who knows? I don't know. They
know.
go around quite fast. So you'd think...
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a inconsistency in
Yeah. I need to watch
feel
it
like the
again. I
Quidditch-
did watch it this week, but I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I feel like the Quidditch pitch... I mean, all of Hogwarts changes, like, bit by little bit throughout the series, so it's... Although, to be fair, in fairness to them, the Quidditch pitch visually does stay quite consistent in terms of, like, the main structure.
Hello, Elizabeth in editing here. I've had a look at the Quidditch matches, and the chaser falling into the stand and then falling onto the ground is in the Philosopher's Stone. In that Quidditch scene, there are small stones lining the edge of the pitch instead of the wooden beams we see in the Chamber of Secrets.
I quite like the Quidditch pitch. The only thing that I don't like about it is that some people get privilege in the taller stands, and the people in the shorter stands like barely get to see anything.
Right. I mean, I guess they just needed a practical reason to have towers so you could see how fast they were moving.
Yeah.
And there's no point having towers if you don't have a reason for that. You need people to sit at the top of them, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in terms of like real world, but like if it was
I know what you mean.
If I was actually designing a Quidditch pitch, it's a bit harsh.
Yeah. Tell us your Quidditch pitch opinions.
As an architect, how would you design the Quidditch?
Yeah.
Draw some diagrams, some blueprints. And we'll
My imagining is really boring. It's just like a straight bowl all the way around, like slightly kind of like as it is like a step down situation, so everyone could see.
Yeah.
Straight all the way around, dark wood, very plain, and then sand at the bottom.
Yeah. I remember I made the Quidditch pitch in Minecraft when I was, I don't know, probably like 8 or something.
Nice.
Like by my imagining of it. And it was the same kind of thing. And then changing rooms, obviously.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I mean we're rambling again, but I wish we had change room scenes because I feel like there's a lot of funny little moments that happen with like Oliver Wood and Fred and George, and
I wish we got more of Oliver Wood.
Yeah, me too. I love Oliver.
Same. He's so
really
like
funny.
Deranged.
Yeah, I love the bit where he's like, they're like, oh, we think he's drowning himself after they lose to Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
In the showers. Yeah.
We all know that person who's so obsessed with some kind of sport.
Yeah. That it's like concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that is all, that looks like this concludes this episode of Potterwatch from page to screen.
Keep twiddling those dials. Keep each other safe. Keep faith. Good night.
All right.
All right. Baby, it's all right now.
Got it good, no getting going to go, everybody knows. Okay. Hold on. Nailed it. There we go.